No looking back now, only looking up. Project ITS. Yeah, let's go. They said it couldn't happen, said the dream was done. But shadows is the place where the battles are won. We took a rough diamond and we polished the stone. Now we sitting on the top of the throne. Look at the ash, look at the burn, razor sharp on the line. We took the reconstruction and we made it shine. It ain't just tobacco rolling inside of the band. It's the story of survival that we holding in hand. Project ITS, yeah, we stay in the shade. This is the finest reconstruction that was ever made. In the shadows, that's the cold, put the flame to the foot. We rose up from the dust and we rose from the soot. Project ITS, take a draw, let it hit. We the ones who kept the fire, yeah, we never quit. In the shadows, in the shadows, yeah, exclusive drive, yeah, you know where to find the supply. Little guy in the States keeping the standard up high. And if you overseas, yeah, we crossing the map. Cigar King and Taipei, yeah, we bridging the gap. 2 spots in the world, yeah, we keeping it red. From the west to the east, blowing gold in the air. Now we building up the future, brick by brick, while we lighting up the blend, cause the ply is thick. Taste the victory, taste the truth. No drama here, just the lead jump. Yeah, smooth draw, full body, yeah, it's heavy and deep. Like the promises the shadow smokers managed to keep. They said it stalled, nah, it was waiting to arrive. Now every puff is proof that the mission's alive. So cut the cap, light it up, let the doubters look on. We celebrating cause the dark days are finally gone. It's Project ITS, put respect on the name. The only thing that matters is the ash and the flame, yeah. From Arizona to Taiwan, we don't just smoke, we succeed. This is the lead, John. Project ITS. Yeah. Project ITS. Soy sauce assassin. Yeah. Project ITS. Yeah. Project ITS. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
7 years in the cold. They thought the shadows would consume us, but shadows are where we hunt. Started with a dream, ended with a knife in the back. The dust has finally settled, now we seeing through the cracks. The warlords wanted crowns, the false prophet played pretend. The heavy hitter left, brought the empire to an end. Yeah, they walked out the door, left the project and give up. Thought the fire would die, but look at what we got. One flight across the sea, now the kings know the name. While the fraud plays his games, hiding under new flames. Zombies in the chat, yeah, we clearing out the dead. The clock is ticking down, mark the words that I said. No more silence, no more fakes in the room. We built this castle on the edge of the dome. This is the Legion, we rise from the ash. You can steal the credit, but you can't buy the glass. Shadow smokers moving, yeah, the new blood is here. We survived the betrayal, we survived the fear from the little guy shop through the Taipei streets. We the ones standing when the enemy retreats. Legion. The snake tried to fake it, got exposed in the light. 2 brothers plotting in the dead of the night. The strongest support crumbled, yeah, that could hit deep. But Val kept the history while the traitors were asleep. Now Rick and Joey standing guard at the gate. Martin and the boys is keep out the fakes. We paid for the anthem, yeah, we paid every due. Integrity is something that they never know. They said we were finished. They thought that the Legion was broken, but you can't kill a ghost and you can't stop the storm. Are you active or are you dead? haters in check. Put the stamp on the box, put the chain on the neck. No more OG, go no more waiting on a snake. This is real reconstruction, not a move that you fake. If you lurking in the dark, better step into the sun, cause the war is already over and the Legion has won. So run to your games, run to your lies. The shadow smokers see through the disguise. We are the survivors, we are the Legion. Shadow smokers, we
The street is dark, the chat is bright. It's 9 p.m. and the vibe is right. A single flame cuts through the gloom. There's something burning in the room. A soy sauce assassin on the legions comes in. Turn on the speaker and heard the familiar theme. Let's go. Every single day, gotta make something great. That's my way. Oh, the soy sauce assassin sing. He's got the smoke and fire. Set the fire to the rapper. Taking the flavor higher. Find the notes from cedar to spice. It's more than a habit, it's a dedicated vice. With a flavor and philosophy deep from the shadows rain. The next great cigar review is about to begin. The mic is live, the camera rolls. He's navigating brand new stogies in 8 scrolls. He talks about the draw, the construction, the feel. Is it worth the money? Is this the real deal? Raise the body like a beauty in a brown dress. Keeps the mood relaxed, not give in to fools. Let's learn a thing or two, because that's what we do. The leader of the Shadow Smokers Legion, a dreamer finds shadows from different regions. In a haze of white smoke, the community meets, sharing good times and sharing smoky trees. Not just reviewing, but everything about life. A smoky sanctuary where the viewers can roam. So pour a drink and settle back. Follow the soy sauce assassin's digital track. It takes a puff, a thoughtful pause. Let's go. Every single day, gotta make something great. That's my way.
Hey guys, so the Soy Sauce Assassin. Welcome to tonight's Smokers Panel Live. So you guys saw the screen earlier. There is a block box on the bottom with disclaimer and the shit. I don't think that's gonna do anything, but like, you know, YouTube is being like a little strict about pretty much everything cigar related online. So in order to, or that doesn't really comply, but in order to kind of soften that blow, I decided to put one of those things on and see if that happens better. It's not like, okay, here's the thing, right? They slapped me with a lot of warnings, but like they're all the same type of videos and they all say pretty much the same thing except the cigar content itself. And some of them, the appeal is successful, some of them are not, which makes no sense because it doesn't follow any guideline whatsoever, right? Now, the problem with that is you don't give me a true guideline of what exactly you're looking for, what AI is looking for, there is not much way for me to say, hey, okay, the AI says no this word, no that word, no this, and so thus you avoid it. And the dispute process is probably not done by a human either, because I'm pretty sure no one was looking at my video, because the video, once you dispute it, it come back either well yes or no, but it doesn't allow you to explain. Right? It doesn't give you a guideline. It doesn't give you a place where you can type with a reason. And I think that the reason is because there is no one reading it. Okay? So, tonight, I am smoking the Hoyo de Monterrey Excalibur. Except I just realized this is not a regular Excalibur. And I'm kind of interested in it now, because it says the illusion of Excalibur. So it's like by illusion only. That's what I saw. Yeah, that doesn't show anything. So let me try different camera. Where is it? Can't find it. Video capture, window capture, video capture, right here. Is it this one? Nope. Not this one. All right, not this one. No. 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 This one is nowhere to be found. I don't get it. If it's nowhere to be found, where is it? I had to find a way. Hold on. No. No. Okay. Maybe I should add the source again. Okay, let me add the source again. And video capture. There you go. Nope. 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 There we go. Yeah, that's the one. Add source. All right. So it's so weird to look at. Like, this is why I want to tune it down, because I don't have to look at my face. It's kind of weird. All right. Yeah. Okay, I need to adjust. Adjust the zoom. Is it auto? There we go. You see that? It says illusions of Excalibur and illusion only. So it is different. I just don't know how different it is. I'm gonna try it today. Now, if you're doing the same, let me know what you have today. Let me know what you had today. Oh, it's definitely like really barnyard woodsy. Really, really barnyard woodsy. I'm gonna look up information on this one. Is Excalibur illusion only? It is a double Corona. Okay, it's called Illusion Only of Excalibur #1. 7 1/4 by 54 double Corona. It's a Nicaraguan Puro using Corojo 99 wrapper, grown in the Jalapa region. Fillers are Criollo and Corojo leaves growing in Esteli, produced by Agrirosa. Okay. Binders also Jalapa Corojo, 2012. It's like a bunch of hybrid stuff. Yeah, it's really barnyard to me. It's really barnyard to me. But anyways, I know you guys are online. Say hi. Kenny says that he's got some snow. Some 4 to 5 inches snow. Level 2 and sitting in the warmth. What's level 2? What do you mean by level 2? Draw is good. Draw is good. Oh, snow emergency. That's what it is. Okay, got it. Got it. It's earthy, it's barnyard. Wood. Okay. I light up. We'll see if Val is not dealing with the snow, or if Rick and Joey. Joey is probably, I don't know what Joey is, but Joey probably hates cigar right now. All right, so once you heat it up, toast it, it's very, very woodsy. It's like a sweet woodiness smell. Reminder, you guys have 6 more days to get your raffle ticket. 6 more days to get your raffle ticket. See, Joey, this is what happened when you don't say hi. I don't even know you're here. Okay, it's peppery, it's woodsy, it has a little bit of processed wood taste. Very pepper, a lot of pepper. Holy crap! Ooh, a lot of pepper just rushed in. A lot of pepper. The pepper kind of kills the flavor, because so much pepper, everything just burns, and you can't really tell flavor. Like that, it might feel like there is some flavor, but you can't tell flavor. Now it's sweet, woodsy, sweet woodsy. I don't understand this, right? So Hoya de Monterrey makes Excalibur, but why would you have to make a Illusione Excalibur? Like, what is the point? What is the crossover? And it's called number 1, right? So where's number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5? So it was Dion Giolito of Illusione getting created new blend for the cigar. Okay, so this guy from Illusione decided to just go, hey, I'm gonna make a new one. Yeah, the 19th. See, okay, the show is on the 20th. You gotta give me some time to reorganize the list and all that stuff so that I can figure out how many people total and all that stuff. And in order to do that, I need to at least a day, right? So the last day will be the 19th. Preferably 19th by 3 o'clock in the afternoon of California time. How about that? Like, you gotta give me some time to organize crap. I'm hoping to do it differently this time. I'm not gonna draw off a bucket anymore. So I'm gonna go online and find one of those random spinning wheel crap. Okay. But in order to do that, I have to know how many tickets I have total. How about that? Woodsiness, pepper, a little bit sweetness, a little bit like processed wood, a little bit grassiness of some sort. Sounds sort of like topsoil kind of taste. Topsoil. Here's a weird part, right? It's like, okay, everybody smokes cigars, and we know the cigar flavor is some sort of a thought, a reminiscing, I think that's what it is, no kind of thing. But the question is, why do we want that kind of flavor? Think about that, right? You don't wake up in the morning and say, today I would like to taste dirt. You don't wake up in the morning and go, today I would like to taste barnyard. Fresh smell of horse dung. Right? You don't get up in the morning and go, today I really, really, really want to get a whiff of pepper. And not only I want to get a whiff of pepper, I'm going to spend $10, $20, $30 to do that. You could have just go get a whiff of pepper for $2 in your kitchen cabinet. Right? All of these flavor, what don't you have in the house? But why do we gravitate towards cigars? Think about that. Right? None of these flavors, none of these notes are distinct enough to stand on its own on a cigar. Everything will be a smoky, tobacco-based woodiness that goes with it, right? And you don't particularly like any of that. It's nice to have it, but you do not wake up in the morning and says, I would like to smell cedar, right? You don't get out in the morning and say, I would like to smell a loaf of smoky tobacco. But yeah, you gravitate to a cigar, right? And then you let it up and you smoke it. And you find these notes. You're like, ooh, this is really, 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 really good. Whereas you could have, in theory, get one of the bourbon smoky kit, put some wood chip on it, light it up, and smell the same thing. Smell the same thing, and it's always good. There's no bad smoking smell, right? When you buy one of those like bourbon kit, and you smoke your bourbon with, all the wood they give you are nice, smoky, nice wood. You never complain about it, so you know they are good. But here's the thing: you will not stand there and use the torch and just light the whole thing up and just wait there and smell. And smell. You don't. But essentially, you're doing the same thing by lighting a cigar and smell it. right? You can do that while you make a coffee on the side, have a hot chocolate ready in front of you, breakfast, right? Espresso, all in front of you for less of a cost than one single cigar. But why do you still gravitate towards a cigar? All right, that's the question for now. Answer your version of it. Why do you gravitate to a cigar? Even though you can do all that, you can get all the notes that you ever want from your kitchen cabinet for much cheaper. But why don't you do that? All right, that's the question today. And if somebody comes on later today, which I think Rick is gonna be late if he jumps on. He said that yesterday was his last busy day, and he actually messaged me this morning, and I wonder if he's gonna jump on today. And Val, I'm gonna assume that's a weather issue. So let me look at Chicago weather. All right, right now it's just cold, 10 degrees. All right, but let me see. Usually, by now he will post what he have for cigar tonight. But I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that today. All right. I see him had a cigar early this morning at 8:23 this morning. And after that was silent, radio silent. Majority of the comments in the chat room is about Juan Pardo, his birthday. Now Juan Pardo, happy birthday. But did you guys realize this? One person's birthday post will literally get you out. It's like getting you out of jail card. You already made a post. You're active now. There's more posts for one person in the whole year just answering thank you than some people who's claiming to be lurking in the shadows Smokes Legion chat room. It's that easy. You jump on, happy birthday, there, you made a post. It's not that hard. It really isn't. It really isn't. But I'm gonna... What? Shit. Ah. This is why I get a metal table. Yeah, already burned through this leather piece. Yeah. That's why I get a leather table. I mean, not a metal table. I did have the other table already here, but I just don't have that mental strength to take apart this table and that table just to put that table together over here. I don't have that mental strength right now. Too cold. Too cold. But yeah, answer this question for me, guys. Even though you can find all the notes of everything that you need from a cigar from your countertop in the house, why do you still gravitate to a cigar? All right, you can have a wood smoker kit, you can have coffee, chocolate, espresso, or any of the baking spice in your kitchen cabinet, bunch together and throw on your face in the morning and get that flavor you want for less than the cost of the cigar. Why do you still gravitate to a cigar? Why? Why do you gravitate to a cigar? Answer that via a message. Why do you gravitate to a cigar when you can get every note that you ever liked? It's 0% error, okay? 0% error. If you put it together, oh, I like the coffee, I like this, I like that. 0% error, right? When you have a cigar, you can have some percent of error. Like, you know, you can have a bad draw, you can have a bad construction, you can have a stud that doesn't taste like anything, you can have a weather issue that may not make it taste good. You can have all that, all right? And you can even have a cigar that you never tried before, just to happen to taste bad. You can have all that, but yet, you still gravitate to a cigar. Like yesterday, I smoked a Zino, Nicaragua, because it just arrived. It arrived for like a day and a half, and you know, I was like, oh, because the fresh pack is so tight, I decided to unpack it and leave it there, and then I just stare at it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna smoke one. And when I did that, that thing was just tight as hell. You can't smoke it. So what I did was I literally had to cut the little bit into the cap, probably a finger section length off, and basically glue it back on and smoke it, because that thing was not smokable. But it wasn't that enjoyable, you know, with all that trouble. But I still tried to finish it up. I don't know why. The cigar is not even expensive. Like, okay, so Joey says the ritual of cutting, lighting, and smoking and listening to good music is a pure dopamine in my brain. Okay, I get that, but like, technically, putting all that together could be a ritual, right? Everything that I just named, you just get it out of your kitchen, you know, one little thing at a time, and then and you know, you will be able to enjoy all that flavor, and that could be a ritual. That way you can listen to music, and you can I don't have a thing in front of me, but like, you know, let's say this is one, then go, okay, and then take the second one, the third one. Now, if you want, you can eat it too, you know, chocolate, you know, and then get a sip of coffee. You know, you could do that too. The habit and aroma, I say my reason, aroma is the best part of the flavor and trying. You know. But then again, the most aroma flavor is the extent. Yeah. Because okay, when you say the aroma is the best part, I just say all that aroma you can prep on the table. Every single aroma you can prep. In fact, you can all dump it into that smoker kit and just light it up, and you can smell it too. And there's no guessing. There's no, I can't taste the no. I'm the person that can only say yes or no, or do I like it or do I not. There's no guessing at all. Once you put in there, you know that thing's gonna smell like hot chocolate when you try to burn the chocolate. Like, does anybody ever like walk by a hot chocolate place and cannot tell that you're smelling hot chocolate? Can you not tell hot chocolate when you walk by? Well, can you not tell you're smelling coffee when you walk by a coffee shop? Think about that. Can you not tell any of those notes by walking by it? You know it's guaranteed when you set it up. When you set it up, it's guaranteed. So the habit of that aroma, in fact, you can reuse that aroma. I'm pretty sure if you ever go to like a cologne store or a perfume store, they have this little jar of coffee bean in it. Every time you want to smell coffee, shake it up. Shake it up. You know, every time you want cocoa, get some cocoa shells. Shake it up. You know, you could. But why don't you do that? Why do you gravitate to cigars? And why do you gravitate to new cigars? Even though you don't know how to smell like. Why? Why do you gravitate to that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you gravitate towards that? Right? Cigars, sometimes you take a puff, you take two puffs, and it might not even have flavor. Right? There's a dead zone sometimes. It might not even have flavor. Why do you gravitate towards that? I don't know about everyone else, but I love the lifestyle. I did it to try and buy new cigars. Okay, all right. Love the lifestyle. All right, let's talk about the lifestyle. I mean, we gotta play the devil's advocate, all right? Because you and I both know what lifestyle that is, and then here's the thing: everybody sees that lifestyle differently, all right? So, Sandman, what is the cigar lifestyle for you? What is the cigar lifestyle for you? Because I can talk about my lifestyle, but my lifestyle is not based on cigar. Cigar is only one part of my lifestyle, right? And can I live this same lifestyle without cigars? It probably get replaced by bourbon, but what is the cigar lifestyle? Think about that. Like, if you take your lifestyle right now, it's your life right now, and then you just completely take cigar out of it, erase that from your life. So every part of your life right now that includes cigar, you just take it away without cigar now. Without cigar. Isn't that the same? You can still meet friends. You can still go to cigar lounge without smoking it. You can still get the aroma of everything. You can do all that stuff without what they call cigar lifestyle, right? The only thing that you're missing is cut and light. So what part of it is a lifestyle that have to do with this? And we're gonna say, okay, we got, you know, it's me time. It's me time. And when I light one up, I don't want anybody bother me. Right? That's one of the things that we talk about. And I think everybody enjoys that, right? It's me time. But let's say this, okay? You can actually sit down with a book and nobody will bother you, right? You go to sit where you smoke. Instead of having a cigar, have a cup of bourbon, have a book. Isn't that the same? Still you time. You don't have to read it, just the book is open. Still me time. So what is a cigar lifestyle? Now, I'm definitely looking for somebody's interpretation of the cigar lifestyle. I'm looking for some keywords, because if you say certain keyword, that makes that cigar lifestyle even more minuscule. Books are boring unless they are like, I don't know, Penthouse, Playboy, you name it. 50 Shades of Grey. You know, think about that. Cigar lifestyle. What is a cigar lifestyle? What do you describe cigar lifestyle? You know what? I'm gonna ask AI, what is a cigar lifestyle? And let's talk about this. So I just asked, what is a cigar lifestyle? And let's see what AI says. So according to this, right, the cigar lifestyle is a subculture centered on the appreciation of premium cigar, emphasizing relaxation, camaraderies, and the ritual, unlike cigarette smoking. This is often a quick nicotine delivery system, and the lifestyle is about slow down, spending about 45 minutes to 2 hours doing nothing but savoring the handcraft product in the moment. Okay, so it breaks down to a few part of it. The number one part is philosophy, the pause, right? The central tenet of the lifestyle is a cigar forces you to pause. You cannot rush a cigar. Yes, you can. You cannot rush a cigar. Smoking too fast makes it burn hot and taste bitter. You really had to go really, really, really hot on it, so to change that flavor. Meditation. Enthusiasts often describe it as a form of meditation, it is a deliberate choice to disconnect from the frantic pace of daily life. And I get that. But at the same time, on the other side of that, we're talking with friends, we're chatting. So is that a meditation? You're not really meditation. You're actively talking to people. You're hanging out. You're talking with your bros. Then that took that part of it out of it, right? Celebration, I get. Celebration is frequently associated with mark of milestone, birth, promotion, weddings, simply celebration at end of long week. Okay, I get that. If you're gonna say celebration, so it's your cigar lifestyle, I'll give you that. All right, celebration is one of them. Okay, the ritual. Lifestyle is heavy on ritual. The process is almost as important as the smoke itself. You got selection, you got the cut, you got the light, you got the ash, right? Selection, visiting the humidor, a climate control room, and selecting a cigar based on size, shape, and the region. Okay. The cut, using a specialized tool to surgically open the cap of the cigar. Okay, all right. AI has a way to make it sound kind of nice. The light, toasting the foot of the cigar, slowly soften the flame or torch lighter without letting the flame directly touch the tobacco, ensures a even burn. You see, this, all right, this is what I'm talking about, all right? The toasting of the foot of the cigar really doesn't give you a better aroma. It ensures a better burn because you're kind of pre-lit the sides, right? Pre-lit the area, and then you give it full lit. Because at the end of it, after you toast the cigar, right? Don't you go in with the fire and let it up too? So how is that different than me just go straight to lighting versus toast the side and then light it up the same way? Your cigar tobacco is facing the same amount of temperature, right? This is what I realized recently. It's like, because I do that all the time and never have an issue. Whenever I go hang out with anybody who is in the cigar industry, they don't really toast it. If they toast it, it will be like a 3-second thing, like that, right? So you can smoke it without toasting it, because toasting it really is more of a ritual than anything. People's like, you just burn that thing to death. Well, you gotta burn that thing to death either way, right? Because after the toasting, do you not go in with the fire and go lit it up? Think about that. Do you not? After you toast, you put it in your mouth, you light it up, it turn and turn and turn. You still burn it. Your toasting does not matter. Think about that. Your toasting does not change the temperature of your flame after you finish toasting it. The flame still goes right on it. In fact, you got to ensure all of them are burned. So you're turning and turning, you're burning the part that's already been burned. And you're telling me that is better and tastes better? You're burning the ash. And you tell me it's tasting better? Right? I understand that's a ritual. I understand that's the concept. But if you think about it, scientifically, it does not make sense because you already burned it. And now you got to burn it again with even harder fire. First is just burn it one time. Burn it one time, call it a day. All right, next is the ash. Letting the ash grow long, a sign of a quality roll, and gently tap it off, never smash it like a cigarette. Okay, I get it, but as being somebody that also made cigar now, I also know that, you know, the ash growing long or not determines on the blend and determines on whether or not there is going to be a vein or two in there that holds the structure, and make sure that the inside is going to burn slower than the outside. If the inside burns slower than the outside, you always got to form a cone's got to hold it together. Okay. So it's not necessarily a sign of good quality roll. It's a sign of that it's not floor sweeping. It's not short filler. Okay. And the 3 is a great equalizer. This is a common phrase for the cigar culture. In the cigar lounge, social hierarchy often dissolves. You guys believe that? Does the social hierarchy dissolves if you're in a cigar lounge? It says in the community, you might find a CEO sitting right next to a blue-collar worker. The common ground is a cigar, leading the conversation that may not happen in any other setting. But does the social hierarchy really disappears? Right? It's the third place for many. The local cigar lounge serve as a third place, separate from home and work, where they find community and conversation. I get that, but you can go to any clubhouse and bar and do the same thing. But going back to that community, I understand you can bond and brotherhood and stuff like that, and the social hierarchy in a way kind of does disappear if you don't know the person, or if the person has nothing to do with you. All right, so you can be someone blue collar and go sit down and talk to someone random that may be a CEO, whatever. All right, maybe. But I don't feel like that is a equalizer of social hierarchy. Because let's be really honest. All right. I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna bet money on it, that Elon Musk smokes. Okay? I think that's a safe bet to say Elon Musk smokes. Yes. You think you're gonna ever find Elon Musk in a cigar lounge? Think about that. You think you're ever gonna find Elon Musk in a cigar lounge? I said, no, how about let me just say top 100 CEOs. Do you think you gotta be able to find them in a cigar lounge? Top 100 CEOs. You think you gotta find them in a cigar lounge? I don't think you gotta find anybody who's wealthy. When I say wealthy, I mean wealthy. That is not working in the cigar industry. Now, if you're in the cigar industry, you can find people for whatever reason in the cigar lounge. But wealthy person who smokes cigars, you're never gonna find them in the cigar lounge. And I can tell you exactly why. Because there is a social hierarchy. Right? They have their own cigar lounges. They have their own humidors with their own brand of cigars or custom roll cigars in their own lounge. There is no reason for them to go to a lounge, pay premium price, and then get bothered by other people. What I gotta do, they gotta walk in there, have 2 bodyguards standing behind them while they smoke. So there is no equalizer, right? Because if you're gonna say the same thing, you gotta say the same thing. You can say, I could go to a bar. I don't know the person right next to me was a CEO or whatever, or a small business owner. I can talk to them. Cigar is not the equalizer. The random encounter is, because you're in a food restaurant, whatever account. You can go to a hotel and meet a random person at a coffee shop. But you're not gonna find that equalizer. I think what it is that you don't mind to talk to a person because you're sitting in front of them. What you gotta do? What you gotta do? You're not gonna go talk to somebody across the hall unless you're Val. Unless you're a Val, you'll walk over. But in normal cases, you sit down, you choose your cigar, you light it up, you talk to the person in front of you, or maybe behind you. But that's about it. That radius of maybe 3-4 steps is who you're talking to, right? And there's always two reactions. Either they don't mind talking to you, or they really don't want to talk to you, right? There are people like that in the lounge that don't want to talk to you. But that happens. It's not really an equalizer. Not really an equalizer. Now, do I mind talking to people when I'm in a cigar lounge? I don't mind. I don't mind. But then here's the thing. I don't have to be in a cigar lounge to don't mind. If I go to a bar, I don't mind. Go to a coffee shop, I definitely don't mind. In fact, in coffee shop, I probably talk to more people. So in coffee shop, I definitely don't mind. In bar, I don't mind. Even a lounge, like some sort of resting lounge, I don't mind. Like, okay, when you go on a cruise, you go to a lounge, you do like, okay, I can't talk to this person because it's the CEO. No, we're on the same ship. You talk to everybody. In fact, like I say, ultra rich, they don't even walk into the lounge. They just for everything just get delivered to their room. Because at that point, privacy is worth more than anything. When you're a public figure, you have no privacy. So privacy is worth everything. Never catch Joe Rogan in a cigar lounge. Okay. Well, I feel like I don't think Joe Rogan know how to smoke cigars. So I think he's just putting his mouth and call it a day. Right? So yeah. I don't think that's a great equalizer. I don't think that's the case. All right. So let's go down to the next part is flavoring and pairing. Similar to wine and craft whiskey, the cigar smoker develop a palate to detect nuance in the cigar, in the tobacco. And the key word is nuance. It's nuance. Tasting note: smokers look for flavor like leather, cedar, espresso, black pepper, cream, and dark chocolate. And that's exactly what I said. You have every of those things in your counter. Why do you go to a cigar? Everything you can find in your kitchen. Pairing, the major part of lifestyle is pairing cigar with a beverage that complements the tobacco, most commonly bourbon, scotch, coffee, and rum. But you can just get that flavor on its own. So although I know the argument, I'm playing devil's advocate. I know how the lifestyle is, and I just want to, counter argue these points. Why? If you think about it, why? Because I can tell you at the end. We'll do a summary at the end of this. Why? Okay. The essential etiquette: respect the smoker, or respect the smoke. Never inhale a cigar. Smoke in your lung is meant to be tasted in your mouth and exhale, retrohaled. Don't stub it out. Yeah, you don't squash it. Ask before you light. While accepted in lounges, it's polite to ensure those around you are comfortable smoking in the outdoor setting. Well, if you go to a place that has cigars, I don't think anybody ever asks. I personally have never asked, is it okay if I smoke a cigar here? I personally have never asked. Because if I go somewhere I know I can smoke cigars, it's because I know I can smoke cigar. So, now with all that said, hashtag boring? What do you mean boring? It's always about booze and coffee. Okay. You don't have to pair with booze or coffee, right? You don't have to. But it just doesn't, and I mean, there's soda. I mean, there is also like specific soda where like they blended that soda just for cigars, which we tried. and I don't think that really goes out well for me. For me, it didn't work so well. But you can try other things, right? I mean, bourbon and coffee are usually the sure bet because you're tasting flavor of wood and coffee. And what is bourbon and whiskey and coffee taste like? Wood and coffee, right? So I think that's the name. I can't remember the name, but like, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't pair with tea. It doesn't work so well because I'm paired with tea. I mean, the tea just washes off, but it keeps me hydrated and gets me sugar. So, but you can pair with wine, which is really bad choice. And here's the thing: it's always mentioned these few because those are the primary thing that makes money. If you think about it, right? Coffee makes good money. Alcohol makes good money. Soda makes good money. Cream soda, Pepsi, Coke, sarsaparilla, Dr. Pepper, they all do. Wine, all right, champagne kind of work, but not all the time. And red wine makes everything taste very metallic, so it makes a cigar taste horrible. You can go with tequila, but tequila really hits you hard later. Really hits you hard, right? So you can't do tequila because few shots tequila later you're done. The cigar is not even done. You're on the ground, right? And what else? You definitely don't want milk, right? I've tried with lattes and stuff like that. It kind of works because it go with the creaminess. But if just milk itself, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Water, club soda, they work. And what else? I'm trying to think of all the things that we can drink. Beer doesn't work because hop kills it. Soda, well, ginger ale is soda. But hops doesn't work that well with cigars. And that's pretty much all the categories. So you can only talk about the things that you know that pairs well and yet fits the narrative, right? When you read articles, all those articles try to present that cigar lifestyle, high class, gentleman-like feel, manliness, right? So bourbon usually is on that. Well, I don't drink stouts or porters. This cigar is sweet but earthy. Holy cow. Sweet but earthy. It's weird. So we have all that stuff. In the end, I think the only thing that you can think of is just that it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. And it's really not the nicotine that makes you feel good. Because you can replace nicotine with anything else. It doesn't make you feel good. Right? Because if cigar nicotine was the reason, you can have many other ways to get a direct nicotine. Right? You have many other ways. So nicotine would not be the reason. But then overall, this gentleman-like persona makes you feel good. Well, contrasting pairing is good per se because it makes your next puff fresher, right? Newly refreshed flavor punches it out. But what will, yeah, I just got a hiccup. What will mess it up is when the flavor is so strong, your next draw does not have any flavor, that ruins it. Like I say, when wine is very contrast. The whole thing tastes like dry grape, right? Wine is very, very contrasting. But when you take another puff, you gotta get a whole mouth of iron, metallic taste. That ruins your cigar. Right? It ruins your cigar. So that wouldn't work. Contrast pairing has to go away fast. Hey, Richard. Right? Contrast pairing has to go away fast. So you'll kill the flavor and go and leave. So your next puff give you the flavor. Which is a harder choice too. To find that choice is hard. Okay. So ultimately, I really think that's the only thing that's about it. Is that persona makes you feel good, right? Pick out Agronosa Leaf Flex Pack this weekend. Flex Pack. What is Flex Pack? Let me take a look. Agronosa Leaf. I don't see it. Nor Agronosa Flex Pack Sampler. Okay. Now, when you say something like sampler, when you say, have you tried it? I've tried every Agronosa leaf on that list, I think. All right. So I think the anniversario in there are usually not that shape, but I had it. It's just not that shape. And some of them I had it in a different Vitola. Like the signatures. I don't have in Toros. But I have them. Agronosa leaf for me is relatively safe cigar per se. Like I wouldn't say all of them are gray and then like, you know, out of this world. I think they are very safe. Like you can choose Agronosa and not be disappointed. But would you be amazed by it? That's a different story. Will you be amazed by it? That's a different story. What is my favorite? Probably the Rare Leaf Corojo. I like the Supreme Leaf too. So the Supreme Leaf and Rare Leaf Corojo are probably the two that I like the most in that package. Hope that answers your question. Hey, Fabian, what's going on, man? Life is not bad at all. We're talking about the cigar lifestyle. Try to figure out why people gravitate cigars. All right. So for those people who just joined us, we're trying to talk about why do you gravitate towards cigars? Because you can get everything that cigar offers in your kitchen for much cheaper. But why do you gravitate towards a cigar? All right. And I think Kenny or someone said that it was because of the lifestyle. But what is the cigar lifestyle? What is a cigar lifestyle to you? What is a cigar lifestyle? Like the live stream. Huh? What is a cigar lifestyle that any other thing cannot offer the same? So try to give me your best answers, because we just went through a bunch of things that's considered a cigar lifestyle, but really that's just cigar itself. I really don't think that's a cigar lifestyle, because everything that you talk about as a cigar lifestyle can be replaced with any lifestyle. I like to hang out, I like to chat, I like to sit down, have a nice drink, and go to the bar. So what is a cigar lifestyle? Okay, all right. So I gravitate towards cigar because it's a good way to unwind and think about what happened during the day and what I can do differently next time. And also a way to give yourself 1 hour, right? I get that, but you can do the same thing with a cup of bourbon, right? You can do the same thing with a smoke bourbon. In theory, yes, you can, right? You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You can take a nice cup of bourbon, some whatever wood that you want, whatever wood flavor that you want. Torch it up. And now you have 1 hour to drink that. You can do that. It doesn't offer anything that you can't get anywhere else. It's just preferred way mechanism to deliver it for many of us. Yeah, and that's what I say. In the end, I think that is a way to live a persona, or like I say, chat with the shadows, right? I think that's what it is. Is that when you sit down, when you lit up a cigar, you feel different. When I'm smoking, my wife knows how about it. Yeah, but here I said, you can also put a book in front of your leg, and no one will bother you. You don't have to read it. Put a book down. No one's gonna bother you when you read. Right? I think we just enjoy that change of persona. Right? You can be an oil driller and full of petroleum jelly and dark grease and stuff like that. Blue, dirty shirt, dirty, broken jeans. Your face is dirty, and you came home, you shower up, you still have those things on your hands. You still have those smell. You still have those things. But when you sit down, you light up a cigar, now you feel different. You feel like you just up the class a little bit. You become classy. You become classy. You can still be talking about dirty jokes, but you're classy now. You like that version of yourself. Right? You like that version of yourself. You sit down, you're in comfortable clothes, you're in the bourbon. Oh no, you're not in the bourbon. You're in a chair with the bourbon, and you feel classy. You feel all that work, all that trouble, all that shit you went through in a day don't matter, because at this point, you're a gentleman. Now, I can still talk about dirty joke, but yes, you're a gentleman. You feel that part of you that's hiding in regular days. You feel like you're a different person. Okay, back in the days, right? Back in the day, before Social Security, before all that stuff, you can change who you are whenever you want. You can go to a different town, change your name. Nobody will know who you are, right? If you guys watch the movie Catch Me If You Can, you go to a different town, change your name, boom, you're a different person. You can't do that nowadays. You can't do that anymore, right? You can't just go hi and change your name, boom, and nobody knows you. But this is the way to do that. You sit down, you light up a cigar, you're a different person. You're different. You're more content. You're more responsible. You're thinking about all the shit that you just went through and that you dealt with it like a man. And you're a different person. I think that's what you like. Right? Drinking doesn't really give you that feel. Drinking makes you feel like I'm just drinking my worries away and stuff like that. I'm just drinking my stress away. And if that doesn't go away, have another drink. But cigar doesn't do that. Cigar tells you that you can only be this persona for this amount of time. You can only be this persona for this amount of time. You sit down, you light up a cigar. This is the amount of time that your shadow can come out. I follow you all day, saw all the shit. This is a time where your true self comes out and says, I can be someone better. I can do better. I dealt with all that. Now it's time to reward myself. And nobody bothered you. Like you said, nobody bothered you, right? But once you put the cigar down, the cigar is done, you go back to be your husband again. You go back to be somebody. Somebody that your title give you. You go back to be a father. You go back to be a son. You go back to be a husband. You go back to be a boyfriend. You go back to be somebody. But when you sit down and have a cigar, you are anybody. Drinking gets me buzzed when I can drive at least with a cigar. Then I can't drive when I just want a cigar. I can drive and get somewhere to eat while enjoy a cigar. Well, that's not really giving yourself that hour anymore, right? That's just like smoking because I want to smoke, right? Because once you walk into that food place, you can't smoke again. Gotta put it down, right? So, cigar allows you to be that person be who you are, right? Cigar allows you to tell your stories to people, have that conversation, but that you wouldn't otherwise do. Now, if you're smoking a cigar while you're driving to the next place, I don't think that's really enjoying the cigar per se, because you're paying attention to the road and all that stuff. You're really not giving yourself that 1 hour. Besides, if you gotta drive 1 hour to get food, that's quite far to get food, right? But you get to be who you are for that 1 hour if you do get to sit down. And that 1 hour you get to not unwind per se, feel good about yourself. Not anytime soon. When ITS is gone, then maybe. I learned a lot from ITS, and I think I need time to digest that. All right. So it's not gonna be anytime soon. I did keep thinking about it. It's something that I keep thinking about. But overall, although I like to say ITS is a success, there's also a problem that goes with it. And I think I have to what is the better word for it? Digest those problems. I still gotta enjoy it. And it's still a big part of SSL. But takes time to digest it. I'm pretty sure the next one is gonna be a banger too, because I wouldn't have released it if it's not a banger. But there is quite a bit of aftermath to deal with. But like I said, I learned a lot from it. And I think that whole project marked the end of an era and start a new era. And I really should embrace that new era. And I should really use the opportunity to seize that opportunity of this new era before I go off and do crazy stuff again. But if I do, you guys will know. Because I'll be talking about it all the time. All the time. You guys remember when I was working at ITS, you guys, I talked about it every day. But from there was a lot of hurdles. And I have to go back and flatten those hurdles. If you know what I mean. You guys, like, you know, the long-term watchers over this channel, I've seen a lot, right? So, wait, John Cena just tapped out? John Cena just tapped out? That's his last fight, right? I mean, last wrestle. That's not a good way to end your last thing. You know, here's the thing, right? You would think if this guy is his last hooray, you let him win no matter what, as a courtesy. You know what I'm saying? He's people's champ. You should let them win no matter what it is. Nobody should end their career a losing streak. I mean, a losing game. Right? No one should end their career on a losing note. It should be a winning one, and they should have made it a exciting one. But it should never be a losing one. Especially for wrestling. I mean, they can determine this if they wanted to, right? They can determine this if they wanted to, and they should have let him win. Because I personally, okay, I think John Cena is cool, but I personally have a lot of things that I don't like about him. But I think he's cool. And I think he did a lot for the whole wrestling industry because he kind of brought a lot of them into movies. So now they have a different career. So I think he's someone that the industry kind of have to pay that and respect to, in a way. And for him to end his career on a losing note is dumb. It's stupid. Because you just ended his franchise the way that shouldn't have never end. People's champ. It needs to be people's champ. Actually, people's champ is The Rock, isn't it? I don't know. Like, I'm more into the back in the day stuff. But I would think that if he is someone that kids look up to, that people like, and, you know, for that they watch his movie, he should not be ending his career on a losing note. That's why I realized when I was thinking about it. Right? It should not end on a losing note. It doesn't look good. It's like Tyson losing the fight. That's like so dumb, all right? You gotta agree, right? When you watch Tyson lose a fight to Logan, you're like, I never want to watch this shit again. Right? So they're doing the same thing. They should never be done. This should never be done. They should never do that. They should let him win and go, yay, that was good. That was a good fight. Yeah, I'm satisfied. That was great. And then he's done. And once he's done, the next person can start his new journey, new saga. But beating the old someone that's retired, not cool. Now, John Cena, you need to smoke a cigar right now. And realize that the wrestling industry really did you wrong. Really did you wrong. So I know Rick is watching that game. So Rick should join us soon. And then we can have that conversation in a more depth with the feedback. Because I know people typing and stuff like that, it's hard to give me feedbacks. But we'll have Rick jump on, give me the feedback on that one. Sweetwood. All right. So I think we agree, right? We can agree in terms of how the cigar makes you feel. But what's with the need to getting cigars? Like all right, for me, right? I'm a shopaholic. And I think I can seriously call myself that. I'm an impulse buyer. Right? I don't like to go outside. I really don't. I don't like to go hang out in the mall. I don't like to go to places. I don't. I like to stay home. Why? Because if I go out, I'm guaranteed to buy something. All right. I don't like to do that. So my reason on cigars are different than anybody else because I can see a cigar and it looks good, I'm buying it. All right. But what are yours? What are your reasons to keep chasing after new cigars? Right? If I go out, I had to buy something. Yesterday I went out, bought a new router. I don't really need a new router. It would be nice to have a new router. All right, I'll go buy a new router. And while I'm at it, on the way back, I saw Cigar Shop. I went inside. I look over. Hey, here's a box of Magic Toast. Now, I have a long back and forth constant conversation with Joey about Magic Toast is like gambling. I feel like getting Magic Toast is gambling because out of the box of Magic Toast, half of them are tight draw. Half of them are bad draw. Now, Jesse said he never had a problem. Joey said he never had a problem. But I think the catch here is that I buy boxes. And when you buy box, you tend to gotta get a few. That's stud, right? You don't get to choose it. You don't get to look at that cigar is bad. That felt really firm. I didn't want to get that one. You get a box, and it is what you get is what you get. So I tend to get something that's tight, and then that makes me don't like to buy Magic Toast. Granted, Magic Toast tastes pretty good. A while back, I was talking about 5-6 years ago. I say Magic Toast is like, for me, is like between a Liga number 9 and a T52. It's like the perfect middle. It tastes great. So I like Magic Toast, but that's when you can smoke it. But when you can't, you just wasted $8, $10. To me, it's about trying different ones every day, but also something looks cool. So I say myself need to try this cigar. Okay. And a lot of people does that. But that's the thing, right? Fabio, ask yourself how often you will go to a restaurant that you've never been before while you're driving. You wouldn't do this for food, right? You wouldn't do this for food just because food looks good. You drive and you're like in a town that you never been. You're like, I want to try that restaurant. I want to try that restaurant. You never heard of it. You don't even know what it is. You wouldn't go, I'm going to go in and try this restaurant. But you will do it for cigar. You will do that for cigars. You go to a store, I want this, that, right? But when you go to a restaurant, you go like, can't pronounce that shit, but I want that. Right? You wouldn't do that for food. You go to a restaurant, you'll get something that you guarantee to know that tastes good. Right? You go to a Vietnamese restaurant, you gotta go, I'm gonna have a pho. I gotta have about me. I gotta have, because these you heard before, and you know people like it, and those are the best seller. But you wouldn't be like, I can't pronounce that number 43. I'm gonna try that. Right? I can't pronounce number 62. I'm gonna try that. I don't know what that is, but I might eat that. You wouldn't, right? That thing is pig intestines with like, I don't know, what is that thing? Gizzards and what is that? Ass lip? I gotta try ass lip. I want to know how ass lip of a pig tastes like. Now that's an actual dish, just so you guys know. But you guys wouldn't do that. But you can go to cigars. I don't know what flavor that is. But I already taste shit in here. So I'm going to taste that one. I'm okay with that. That one looks good. I'm going to smoke that. You see the problem? Such a crack. I'm just naming some internals, okay? I love gizzards, okay? I'm Asian. I'll eat anything with a heartbeat. But I'm saying that you guys wouldn't, right? I will go to restaurants and order things that like my wife never heard before. My wife has been with me since college, right? 20-something years now. She have never, like, I still can order things that she have never heard before. I'll eat anything. But for cigars, you're like, I'm gonna look at that. That band looks good. I'm gonna try it. But you wouldn't go to restaurants like that dish looks good, even though it says pigs, nostrils, and ass lips, and chicken balls. I'm gonna eat that. You wouldn't. For cigars, you took a puff. This thing tastes like dirt. Not this one, but I'm just saying example. This thing tastes like dirt. Tastes like horse dung, barnyard, and piss. But that's flavorful. Why? Why would you do that? Get up and walk out of that restaurant. How like, that's awesome. Whoever in this chef and whoever is the chef of this restaurant has got some serious skills because he can cook ass lip and you'll still eat it. And look at that. This plate dish, this says it's got fish eyes, it's got shark fin, and it's got whale penis. I'm gonna eat that. Man, I'm gonna eat that. Oh, a sperm sack. I love sperm sack. I'm gonna steam that shit and eat it. Sperm sack's a real thing. We will eat fish sperm sacks. You'll eat it, or I will eat it. But like you wouldn't, when you see that on description, you wouldn't eat it, right? But when you look at a cigar, it says earthy barnyard leather. You're like, I love how chew on leather while eating shit and dirt. That's a good cigar. Now, obviously, this is the extreme, right? Extreme cases, guys. This is the extreme. Burness is swallow spit. Right? I feel classy to smoke a cigar that tastes like horse urine and shit. That's what basically what barnyard is. It smells like wood, damp hay, and some piss and some horse dung. Right? It's a combination of that. Right? Like when is that last time you go to a horse barnyard? You walk in there and go, you don't, right? You're like, who have not cleaned that shit? Go somebody go like fork that thing out of here. Jesus. But for cigar, you're like, oh, that's a good cigar. You see? You see? We got a problem. We have a problem, guys. The cigar starts to crack all the way in the back and then. We got serious problems. Push it after fresh summer rain. I need to taste that smell in the cigar, right? Right? That's what it is. Like, you know, oh. Because a lot of cigars that, right? It's like barnyard plus leather. It's like the saddle in a hang in a barnyard that you walk into the barn, you take out that saddle, and you go like, oh, yes. You don't do that, do you? Right? You take that leather where you sat on, you know, saddle, right? You sat on and go, ah. Leather, barnyard, saltiness. Yes. You don't do that. But cigar, that's a good cigar. You wake up in the morning, honey, what are you doing? I'm making an espresso. Oh, what are you gonna do with that espresso? Follow me. Take out that espresso. Pinky up. Walk over to your horse barnyard in the back. Walk into the barn. Use one of your arm. Take off that saddle. Lift it off. Watch this. Ah. Ah. Let me chew that a little bit. And then you put it down. You reach down, grab some hay, rub in the dirt. Now you just got barnyard, leather, dankiness, ammonia, hay, espresso. In fact, from that saddle, you probably get some saltiness, and you don't need a cigar, just need a barnyard. Right? You just got the best tasting cigar out there by just walking there. Right? And while you're at it, you're like, I think our horse is not that healthy. I think our horse is not that healthy. Or like, who fed the horse asparagus? The horse has got too much carrot. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. We love those tastes that you wouldn't otherwise go do. Right? None of those things I just named you will actually go do. None of those things I just named you will actually go do. None of the parts. You're not gonna go to grab a pile of hay, rub it in the dirt, and then try to smell it. You're not gonna go grab a saddle and chew on it and smell and lick it. But why? Why on a cigar? Why? Because you got a problem. Go see a doctor. I should definitely clip that part I just did into a short so you guys can enjoy that regularly. I think I would. Okay. If I put it out, make sure you guys watch it 100 times each. I'm totally doing that. I'm doing that tonight. All right. We'll do that tonight. Right after the show. I'm going to go and grab that clip and put it on. Promise me that you guys got to enjoy that. Promise me that you guys got to share that to everybody, because I think that's the cigar problem. Man, what did I do to myself, man? I'm gonna walk into a place one day. It's like, that's a horse saddle guy. That's a horse saddle guy. He licks horse saddles. Right? So why do we enjoy that? Now I get the wooden flavor. Right? We enjoy wood flavor. Okay. I enjoy it when my neighbor decides to burn some wood for heat. So whenever it's cold, I open the window, open the door, I go and get my mail. I can smell the neighbor burning up wood for heating. And that smells great. I love it. I can stand there and smell for a while. So the wood notes I can't make fun of. I think everybody enjoys that, right? The wood and the smokiness and stuff like that. Everybody has enjoyed. That's why you like smoked meat, you like smoked salmon, you like smoked brisket, you like you know, a woodsy bourbon and whatnot. I get that. But everything else, it sounds nice on a cigar. It sounds horrible individually. Right? All right, nougat I get, but like, does anybody like eggnog? Anybody like eggnog? Well, does anybody like licorice? Like the Twizzlers, the pink ones? Does anybody like those? With the black one. I personally hate Twizzlers. That's one of the first candy I ate when I came to America. I hate it. But to find it on a cigar and then that provides a little bit of sweetness, I like it. But I will never go eat a Twizzler. I'll never go eat a Twizzler. And I don't like eggnog. I don't like cinnamon. Yeah, is that weird? I don't like cinnamon. But when I taste cinnamon on a cigar, I'm okay. Totally fine. Good. This cigar's got cinnamon. Tastes good. But I don't like cinnamon. But everything, as long as it's in the cigar, you're okay with that. Why? Why? Let's see if Rick is jumping out. Why? Why? So I don't get it. I know we enjoy it. I know we all do. But why? Cinnamon with leather and earth always tastes better. Okay? But Fabian, would you ever go to the backyard and grab some topsoil, sprinkle some cinnamon, and use a leather spoon and eat it? Hey, leather spoon does exist, okay? But would you do that? You take a little container, you go to the backyard, you're like, these are fresh, fertilized topsoil. These are fresh ground cinnamon. All right? And here's my leather spoon, $250. so good. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Right? Sometimes some people like that really wet, danky, wet leaf taste. But I have never go to the backyard and go, hey, it's fall time. It just rained and all those leaves came down. Maple leaf. I'm gonna pick one up and go. In fact, it's too many leaves. I'm just gonna. Nice. That never happens. But why? Why do we enjoy it? Now, drinking water from the water hose isn't that bad. All right, isn't that bad. Because the water has chlorine, so isn't that bad. So, yeah. So after the show, I want you guys to think about it. Why do we do that? Why do you like that taste? Why do you do that? Think about that. Now, this is why the ITS doesn't taste like any of those, right? ITS tastes like leather, it tastes like wood, but it's focused mainly on the espresso and cocoa flavor. But I'm trying to not to focus on barnyard. We make all these beautiful names for flavor that you know is bad. We enjoy cigar because we probably have too much leftover money. Now, we definitely don't. You literally have to set money aside and you got to determine, okay, I think everybody has done this, right? You go to a lounge and you're looking at cigars that you want. And you pick up the cigars and you see you have 5 on your hand. And then you realize that it's gotta be $130. And now you gotta decide which one to put back because they have $100 on you. Or your budget's $100. So it's not too much leftover money. You have to decide. You're like, I really want to try this new one, but these 4 are really, really good. Should I just get this one and then let go of these 2? Or should I let go of this one and try it next time? All of you guys have done that, right? All of you guys have done that. Right? You have to make that decision sometimes. You gotta stand there like, I saw Tony's review and he said that cigar's really, really good. But it's like $25. Where this cigar over here, I tried last time, it was only $8. This cigar I know is really good. It's worth the $25. And these 2 cigars are my regulars. That cigar, I don't know. I really want to, you know what? I gotta try it next time. Something like that. Louis Camacho. I see those bowls in the back. Oh, those? Yes. Now, here's the thing. You see a lot of bowls, but I don't smoke them. I told you, I have to buy something when I go out. I have to buy something when somebody comes tell me, hey, Tony, this thing is available here and there. I just get it just in case. It's not a good habit. It's not a good habit. I does the same thing for a lot of other cigars. But bowls is something that, you know, people, when they visit me or when I visit them, I bring some. So it doesn't matter. Like, it's just whatever. Yeah, when you go to a lounge, you gotta put that tax in consideration because like when you go to New York, for every cigar you bought 1 3/4. 75%. 75% cigar tax. It's crazy. $75%. I don't think Andalusian Bull is the one I had most. $3 there, $1 there. That's $4. What do I have $5? I think the only other cigar I have $5 of is probably Davidoff's. That's the government's way to, number one, deter you from buying cigar, and number two, make money out of it. They think that raising the cigar tax will deter you from buying cigars, which is true. You'll buy less if you live in the area, right? So in a way, it does deter you from buying more cigars or stop buying altogether. Even though I think what that is you're driving tax money out of it. You are actually driving people to buy a cigar elsewhere. Yeah, if you get it from more than 3 state away from you, as long as they don't have presence, they're okay. Some state requires it, some state don't. And I can't really read that comment because YouTube has been crazy about that. And I got 30 warnings over my old videos. So in order to keep this channel still going, I have to watch what I read. Okay, for now at least, until the warning goes away. Because after the warning, it becomes a strike. Right? So I think that's what it is that they drive the income out of it. But New York being such a touristy area, they know there will be some people that buy it. People in New York can, or some of them can afford that. Their incomes are a lot higher in that area. If you live in Manhattan, you won't care about tax, right? If you live in like a $14 million high rise, I don't think you care about what taxes they're charging you. All right, here's the thing, okay? I can absolutely say with 100% certainty that cigar is bad for you. All right, I am not afraid to say that. Cigar is bad for you. But here's the thing. What is good for you? Think about that. Everything that you do in life. Cigar is bad for you, yes. All right. Obviously, you're introducing natural chemicals in your body. That's not very good. Okay. So with absolute certainty, I can say that cigar is bad for you. But what is good for you? Right? You do everything that you do in life every day is bad for you. In fact, going to work is the number one cause of any issue in your life. Going to work is the number one issue causing reason for anybody. If you got physical issues, you got mental issues, you got stress, you got all that, everything that you can think of that is bad for you can be caused by work. Just simply going to work. Okay? Everything that you think that is bad can be work. But nobody say, don't go to work. Work is bad. Okay? Sugar and carbohydrate are number one cause of disease in Asia. Okay? Everybody bubble tea, rice, and stuff like that. Number one cause of diabetes. I don't see anybody have a problem. Spicy food is the number one cause of disease in Korea. Spicy food. I think Korea is ranked number one in stomach cancer. South Korea, number one in the world for stomach cancer. Think about that. You tell the Korean people, stop eating like spicy food. You stop using gochujang. No. And there's no warning label that says, hey, this product is known to cause stomach cancer in the world. Nope. Soda, so bad for you. Soda is really, really bad for you. Nope. No warning labels. I hate to tell you, everything in this world will kill you if you don't have a liver. Everything in this world will kill you if you don't have a liver. I don't care if it's organic or not. Everything in this world will kill you if you don't have a liver. Which means everything in this world can kill you. It's all bad for you. Okay? So with that in perspective, I think I'll choose what is bad for me and what's not. And what kind of risk I'm going to take and what benefit I got out of it. Right? So if you think about that, I know it's bad for me. I don't need anybody to tell me it's bad for me. So is everything else. I hate to tell you, Jesus could be bad for you too. In a good way. Right? So here's the thing that's bad for you in your life is like wiping shit out of your ass. What does that mean? It's just don't care when you no longer see the things on your toilet paper. You wipe your ass, you see the dirt, you know that's bad, you gotta keep wiping it. But those ones that you can't see, you don't care. You don't care if that's still on your ass. You don't care if that's on your ass. Okay, all right. Without being very religious and political, I'll hail the leaf. I'm going to put this in a very, 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 very politically correct way. Is that because you knew Jesus is out there to give you courage, to give you the will, to give you the power to solve whatever problem that you may meet in life, you depend too much on Jesus. So that's the difference between Buddhism and Christians. Is that you pray every day for a supreme power's help. That you yourself don't try hard enough. That's why I say it's bad for you. You know, we are ending the show in 12 minutes, right? You don't. We actually was talking about it here. You should have joined us. We were talking about it. Okay, So this is why I say Jesus is also bad for you in a positive way, but not. All right. If you trust that you have the will and the power that was given to you to solve every problem that you ever meet, you don't have to ask for help. Like we can't determine on Buddha. We don't go like Buddha, hey Buddha, save me. Save me. I can't afford a cigar next month. Never happens. So, Rick, I was hoping that you'll jump on and talk to us about, we'll have a conversation about why do we like cigar flavor? Why do we like cigar? What is cigar lifestyle? Why do we like cigar?
It's therapeutic. There's many different attributes about cigars that get people to become a part of the community itself.
But you can do that without cigar too.
Well, of course. Well, but there's a structure. There's many type of bridges could be formed with cigars. Obviously, you have obviously the art behind it when it comes to growing, then harvesting.
But that has nothing to do with your lifestyle.
But that could be someone else's lifestyle. A farmer could be just a generic farmer of just cattle and crops or whatever. But then there's people who might just like only doing tobacco stuff. That is a lifestyle.
Sure, but that's not a cigar lifestyle. Because you wouldn't do any of that.
Yeah, but it's just, again, that's what I'm saying. There's bridges. I'm not saying, and one fundamental.
Then give me a common one.
Common one is going to a lounge and chatting with people you never spoke to before.
You can do that in the bar.
But then when you smoke a cigar, you also get notes and things.
You can get that in your kitchen. Every single note.
Yeah. But again, it's all about the experience.
You can experience all that flavor with kitchen stuff. Everything.
Yeah. But again, just that's if you go into hyper specifics. There's different elements. It's like same thing with alcohol and coffees and teas. There's different teas that have different, taste notes to it. There's different coffees with different
Right, but when
taste
you're drinking coffee, right? When you're drinking coffee, you taste it, that's a good coffee because it tastes like coffee, right?
Yes.
But when you smoke a cigar, you don't go like that's a cigar, that's a great cigar because it tastes like cigar.
No. What makes a coffee great is its own flavor and notes to it. What makes a cigar good is its own flavor and notes to it.
It's not its own. You're tasting everything. Everything that you're looking for is everything but cigar.
Yeah, you're not, because you're already deprogrammed to taste tobacco. You're getting senses of taste of different things that it resembles of.
Right. So you could have wake up in the morning. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get a tray of cinnamon, get a tray of smoke, get a tray
Of course.
and then you can just do that with a sip of espresso.
True.
And a bite of chocolate. But why do you go to cigar?
It's relaxing.
You can relax with that on the table with a cup of bourbon.
Of course. But this is forever going to be a circle of questions.
It's not a circle of questions. Instead of going to the real thing, you go to the thing that's not real.
All right, so I had to light up something that's not real.
That's what we're talking about. See, we have a lot to talk about, and you're not here.
Yeah. Just answer Fabian real quick. I haven't uploaded because YouTube has been acting weird. So
yeah, YouTube has been scanning anybody's videos.
So it seems like lives tend to be the best thing. I haven't dedicated
They
my
scan
time.
the live too. They warn my live.
Well, that's the reason why I haven't uploaded. I have 14 videos that's in a vault somewhere in Syria or Siberia or in the subhistoric, I don't know, Antarctica.
All right. So the second part of the question, we're gonna go real quick, is why do we enjoy the flavor in the cigar where we would not normally go taste?
Like, it's true. Because technically speaking, if you were to combine all the notes you get in a cigar, it'll probably be a very disgusting dessert or thing. Because imagine
You missed the
trying to-
best part. I was reenacting what would happen if you decide to taste a cigar.
Yeah, if you were to actually eat it and chew it and swallow it.
No. I was talking about like you can go to your horseback in a horse barnyard, right? You walk in there, you grab some hay, rub it on the floor, then you know with your little cup of espresso, take over the saddle and just lick and chew that leather, eat the hay, and then smell the barnyard and shit, and then get a sip of the espresso.
I'm not smoking tonight. It's like, I mean, yeah. If you put things in a literal sense, I mean, a lot of things we eat with foods, especially if you like to do like different types of culinary to specific foods. You know, some things are very atypical with chefs doing the recipe book of like salt and pepper. But if you were to be a person that actually put extra seasoning, if you kind of think of it, it's in the same realm of like cigars and
It's not the
coffee.
round. It's not the round. Because
you would
those
get
things are
different-
edible.
Yeah, those things are edible, but again, you have these things that could probably play on to that taste notes. Mostly with like teas and coffees, those are the ones that play on closely to cigars or like even wines.
But when you get cigars, right? You get a cigar and you taste, I taste wood. That's fine. Okay. And you go, you know what? Now I taste barnyard. Why is barnyard good?
I don't know. You know what? Do you know what this calls for?
Why is barnyard good?
I don't know what the fuck I walked into, but I'm gonna be needing this for.
When is the last time you took a batch of hay and just chew on it?
I don't know. Whenever I decide to reincarnate into a horse.
Right? When's the last time you go to barnyard and walk in there, open the door with all the ammonia splicing out? You're like, yes, nobody has cleaned this horse shit yet.
I mean, isn't that gonna be the theme of next year since it's the year of the horse?
But you know what I'm saying? How is that a great thing on a cigar, but yet we don't go to do that?
It could probably be like aesthetics, nostalgia, comfortability, because typically
Keep
with
it in mind, you put that in your mouth.
yeah, but when you smoke, sometimes yes, you get the taste of it, but sometimes you get the aroma of it. It's an aromatic thing as well. It's like almost like oil diffusers.
Okay, all right. Let me give you another. When you walk in the street, somebody decides to let out a fart. I guarantee that's a diarrhea fart. And when's the last time you're like, oh, I taste it? And you're like, that's great. When's the last time you did that?
I mean, if it was like, I don't know, like it was like an Alba,
Right?
like-
You wouldn't, right? You wouldn't like, I taste that thing. I just tasted what I smelled it.
I mean, it was like Madison beer or just like an Alba.
But you're okay with barnyard.
Yeah, it was coming from them. If
No,
Megan
you
Good-
wouldn't. Even if Jessica Alba, you'd be like, what did you eat today? Holy shit.
Hopefully she says me.
Right? You wouldn't go get a saddle and lick on that. Salty leather.
I mean, you have those shows where it's like My Strange Addictions.
But everybody do that with cigar. You taste it, you taste leather, and you taste saltiness. You're like, ooh, this is a good cigar.
Like I said, I think it plays on more of like just nostalgia or aesthetics. How it works.
You see what I'm saying? It's so weird. We got problems.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, this cigar's got salt. It's got barnyard. It's got damp leaf, rotten damp leaf. It's got, earth. And like, this is a good cigar.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, then yeah, it's strange.
Especially with somebody that really like the earthiness and you smoke a gurkha, that really earthiness kicks on. You're like, this thing's so earthy. I love it. And then Espinosa, really peppery. When's the last time you just pepper and just poke in your nose?
I mean,
I will burn your nose for sure.
I mean, people in the mafia does things way worse with more white uh powder substance. That's spicy.
Right now, everybody want to know why do we do that? And here's the thing: everybody on this channel has done it. It's like that's a good cigar. These notes are great, but like you wouldn't go eat any of those things.
Well, that's why for me, my type of coffee, the type of cigars I like has like the coffee or chocolate notes. Those are edible.
Right, but at the same time, there's always got to be that earthiness, and you're okay with that. But you wouldn't drop your chocolate in the earth and eat it.
I mean, I when I went camping, I've done that. I've dropped food. You can't waste food when you're in the wilderness. I've dropped an almond accidentally when
Okay. There's no such thing as 3-second rules, just so you know.
Listen, my thing was God made dirt and dirt don't hurt.
I wouldn't be surprised half the people here quit smoking cigar after tonight. No. I don't think we don't know that problem. We all just choose to ignore that problem.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's a problem, but we choose to ignore it because a cigar is totally fine. And that's the thing. That's the funny part because it does make the cigar taste good. And here's the thing, right? It was choose between no flavor and flavor. Any sort of flavor is better than no flavor kind of thing.
True.
Right? Because if you smoke a cigar, all it have is woodiness. You'll be like, this cigar is shitty. This cigar is linear, boring, right? But if you got wood and earthiness, like, this has got earthiness and wood, okay, a little bit better. And then you add the barnyard. Ooh, I got barnyard, right? And you got leather. It's like, yeah, I love tasting of leather, but you never go chew the leather.
I mean, I know people that chew on like grandma's sofa or bit my grandma's sofa. It was leather.
The dogs don't count.
I mean, it was my cousin.
Right? It's tough if you put that in perspective, right? And I think the cigar life is really, like I was talking about, like the reason that we like cigars is because you get to be who you are. You can take off that mask. You can sit down and then be who you are. You don't have to be father. You don't have to be husband. You don't have to be friend. You don't have to be any of that. You just be you, right?
Yes.
And that's why you like to do that. But at the same time, you could do that with alcohol.
I mean, the thing with alcohol is that there's different types of people who they become with too much alcohol. Some people are emotional. Some people get violent. Some people get.
You can do that with a cigar too.
That really?
You're telling me that you're about to have your wedding, and a friend walking with a cigar, you're not gonna go, oh yeah, emotionally attached to that.
Well, those are like hyper specific things. I'm talking about like anybody. If you drink consistently in any place occasion, some people could turn into different people, which is
hey, I think that you can actually be a sad person and have a really bad day, have a cigar, and be sad about it too.
Well, like that's me right now. John Cena lost.
I was talking about that earlier. Okay, just go back to that a little bit. I just think that they should have let him win because of the last fight.
Yes.
But whoever decided needs to get fired. Probably doesn't like him.
Triple H. Oh.
Well, Triple H doesn't like him, so.
Yeah, that's why I'm like Triple H needs to kind of right. Right now you have Luigi. We need Mario. If you kind of catch my drift, Luigi's with the CEO of the health squad. We need Mario for the wrestling squad.
Wait, that thing's still going?
I think so.
I think cigar makes you slow down on other things. Makes you slow down boring. Would it be? I think in a bar, especially gay bar, things that makes you slow down are kind of too exciting. Tell me that's not true.
I guess.
So yeah, I mean that's what we're talking about today. Cause like, I don't know what got me to thinking about that. I was just smoking a Zeno last night, and I was thinking about that. It's like, why do we like these flavors?
How about you just don't smoke a Zito again?
Why do we like that flavor? Why do we like Barnyard? Why do we like these things?
Because I consider cigar like an art or more of like, again, it's not really consumed, so you're not actually eating these things. You know, cigars plays on both of your senses. Obviously, the taste and then the smell. So smell unlocks a lot of different dopamines because depending on where you grew up at, if you grew up in the countryside, getting that earth, that the barnyard, that gives you back. It brings you back in time when you used to, you know, was being raised around the countryside or being around the barns, and so that smell intrigues you. So it plays on two things. It's not only just a consumption.
Most of us who smoke had never been to a barn.
Well, that's what I said for most, not all.
Well, I just say most of us have not.
Majority of the people who I know who said who likes barnyard tends to be people in the countryside. I don't really see much people from the city that said I like the barnyard or I like the earthiness. A lot of people who I see who likes the earthiness tend to be on like suburban or countryside or more rural. Typically, when I see people in the city side, they will gravitate to more things of like the chocolate, espresso, spice. I don't really see, earth being something that's more demanding with people in the urban side.
Earth notes are very demanding. Earth notes, people
Yeah.
love Gurkha for that reason.
Well, yeah, but like,
And people love DTT for that reason too. DTT is a little bit earthy too.
and that's a perfect example because like my boy Nate loves Gurkhas. And when you see his smoke breaks when he does his little lives as well, behind him is trees. In front of him is more trees. His neighbor.
It's a huge difference between an earthy note and a tree in the forest.
But like the main point I'm trying to say is around him is nothing but earth. His neighbor is just like yards to almost a half mile away. So he's in like the sticks, the Appalachian Mountains areas of like Virginia and Tennessee, that area. So it's like depending on your environment tends to kind of not 100% of the time dictate your taste notes of cigars. But it does influence it a lot, in my opinion.
See what happens when you leave Tony alone too long. He gets all philosophical and wants to ask all those paradoxical questions and play devil's advocate.
Well,
it's not. All right, I do have a degree on it, so.
Well, thankfully, I'm brain damaged, so I can compete with a functioning brain with a dysfunctioning brain.
No, because I don't think we all. Okay, I don't think any of us thought about it. It was just normal, and we were taught as we learn about cigars to enjoy these flavors, right? Mm-hmm. And just like drinking beer. Beer is acquired taste. You're not gonna like beer the first time you drink it, right? Yeah, whiskey, same thing. You're not gonna like whiskey the first sip you took, right? It just burns. It's just alcohol, right? Those people who drink vodka, I don't know why you like vodka, right? So
usually Russians.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or Eastern Europeans.
For Russians because it tastes better than their water. It's a different story. But
no, vodka is their water.
That's what I'm saying. It tastes better than their tap water. Right? So it's just that. Okay, so I went through the training about that since I wonder why YouTube wanted to get rid of cigar content but won't get rid of gun content. So if you just want to talk about guns, you can. It's not against their policy. It's when you modifying it or tell people how to buy it, how much it costs, that's the problem.
Okay.
So basically, you're giving people information on how to get it. That's a problem. So majority of people who shows their stuff don't tell you where they got it. So that kind of plays on the gray line. But for cigar content, first thing we tell you is what the MSRP is.
True.
And that plays a big part on my reviews, or at least my past reviews. And so...
Yeah, because it's kind of hard. Like,
because you
MSRP,
can't really tell whether or not something's worth it is good without putting price in consideration.
Exactly. That's such a crucial part of a cigar review in a sense because it kind of shows you like how sometimes a cigar of let's say a high dollar value sometimes could most of the time be a miss compared to a hit when you then but when you start getting to the bracket of like let's say since I don't want to say specific numbers now, let's just say when you get into like the average numbers size of cigars when it comes to the values, you will see that a lot of the times those tend to be hits and a few misses. And then you go on to obviously the extremely lower end amounts, those will typically be also the mostly misses and then some hits.
Right. And,
You will see that middle ground tends to be like the good ballpark.
right.
So it's,
For this industry, it's like that, right? For other stuff, you'll see a lot of reviews, like tech reviews. They don't tell you how much it costs. They don't tell you all that information. So the fact that we put out all that information, they consider that as try to promote or sale.
but yeah, but yeah, some tech reviews they do also.
But it's okay to promote tech,
But yeah,
right? But a lot of times they don't tell you the price because that could change, right? So
true. Before it releases.
right. So for cigar contents, that's what they're looking at. Can you just write it down? I don't know. So a lot of people post it as like part of the screen, and when they don't read it, I guess that makes a difference. So I don't know. Still have to find out once they email me back and tell me what the problem is, and I can get a feedback on that.
The thing that's gonna suck is that they already did like a quarterly report of 2025, and about 32 million channels have been terminated or been reported this year alone.
Well, that has to do with a lot of sponsorship and stuff.
But the CEO before was Susan Wojcicki, I believe her name was. Fortunately, she passed away, and another individual took over for her spot. And I believe he made an announcement earlier, I think 2 or 3 days ago, where he's gonna like triple the extent of AI powers.
And that's a problem. Does AI power look for what we talk about?
And they're gonna start doing both audio and even visuals. So sometimes
visual is harder. Visual is harder.
Yeah, it is gonna be, but they're gonna start. They're gonna try to train it. So that's why I said they're going triple times.
Yeah, but
down.
I read the whole thing. Smoking on screen does not constitute as part of that.
That's not what I'm trying to say. As in like the smoking part, I'm talking about like let's say that for example, like whenever we reference a place or location, right? I want to be vague with it now because how YouTube is acting. You know how sometimes before like we used to say, oh, if you're curious, and then we'll just hold a sign up of like a logo of a place. It's gonna get to the point where down the line, either 26 or 27, where even if you hold the logo, if it matches that to a place, they might ding the video because that's a registered licensed manufacturer for cigars. We're gonna ding the video. Or even if you say, curious about or you're explaining and then you put the dollar amount. If they scan, they're gonna try to put 2 and 2 together and then ding you again.
Yeah, they want to try to put it as part of context. If whether or not your act has context. If there's no context, it's fine. If there's context, it's a problem.
Yep.
So we'll see how that changes up. But anyways, it's 11:12. What I need to do is run to the bathroom real quick. So we're gonna end it right here. But anybody want to chat? Go to the chat room. Again, Joey posts up the chat room, so you can go to the chat room and continue to chat. We can continue to investigate this problem while I cut out that short that everybody want to see. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. All right.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Time is now.